Yo, what's up, guys? This is David Huang coming at you from supplementsuperhero.com, and I've got another video here for you in my celebrity body transformation series. I know I've been doing a lot of these lately, but I hope you like them. I really enjoy doing these videos. Actually, they're one of, if not my favorite type of videos, because you can learn a lot from them. But today I'm going to be talking about none other than the infamous Drew Carey. So if you don't know, Drew Carey's known as a very famous comedian. He's starred in a lot of shows, including The Drew Carey Show, which I know him by, and watched a couple of episodes. Pretty hilarious show. But what really shocked me was the absolute huge body transformation he overcame, the huge body transformation that he went through in 2010. And I didn't even know that he dropped this much weight, but I was going through Men's Fitness magazine and stumbled upon an article where they talked about Drew Carey. So I wanted to talk about it. But basically, get this, the bottom line, 100 pounds in 10 months. That's right, that's huge. That's like an astronomical number in a relatively short period of time. You hear of people losing weight, losing 100 pounds over the course of several years, but very few times do you hear like 100 pounds within a year. Now, that was something I read on the internet. Obviously, we know things can get blown out of proportion, but according to Men's Fitness magazine, okay, another source, they actually said 70 pounds of that was lost within 5 months. So 5 months, 70 pounds, which is huge. Like that's sick. That's crazy. So that's like 14 pounds a month. So really sick stuff, guys. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. Really, it's crazy. But yeah, basically, from what I read, what inspired Drew to essentially lose all the weight and shed the pounds was he essentially was just sick and tired of being fat. That's kind of his. That's what Men's Fitness has him quoted as. He was sick and tired of being fat. And at the time when he first started the diet and when he first started on this huge rapid weight loss journey, it was in the beginning of 2010. He was basically eating tons of food, eating just about anything, everything, whenever, wherever. He was eating tons of like foods, like saturated fats, processed carbs, and he was also drinking like crazy too. I mean, he wasn't like a crazy alcoholic, but he definitely was drinking, and said it was kind of an issue, and a big issue, especially with his weight. And on top of that, he was also diabetic as well. So he's type 2 diabetes, which means his insulin resistance is through the roof. That means the more carbs he ate, the more sugars he consumed, it was just harder and harder on his body. So 2010, he decided to go nuts and just really focus on burning the pounds and burning the weight. One thing he did was he cut off carbs from his diet. Okay, this is something you'll hear in a lot of diets. Everyone talks about it all the time, but he really cut out the carbs. So what he would do is he would have for breakfast egg whites, yogurt, fruit. Lunch, he would have some sort of green leafy protein, followed by some protein, or he would have like a green leafy salad along with some nice protein. And then for dinner, he would also have some sort of lean protein as well as some fibrous type carbs. So on top of that, he also eliminated alcohol. So all that drinking, all that craziness. You know, if you don't know, alcohol has a lot of carbs in it, and if you go to the bar, you know, sometimes like having like one drink can turn into 4 or 5 drinks, and then soon you've got 500 calories in you. Just by eliminating alcohol like that, that's literally hundreds of calories, even over the course of a month, maybe even thousands of calories, who knows. But basically, by eliminating carbs, he put his body in a constant state of ketosis. If you're not familiar with ketosis, it's actually getting a lot of attention nowadays in like the diet fitness industry. It's crazy. Like there's programs and a bunch of products that are coming out that are directly targeted at ketosis. But basically, because he eliminated so many carbs and was barely eating any sort of carbs, his body was in a constant state of ketosis, meaning basically that's where your body's used up all its carbs, and now it's actually in a constant fat burning state. So all it wants to do is essentially burn up the fat within your body. That's essentially ketosis in a nutshell. But he was in a constant state of ketosis, and on top of that, he also exercised a lot. He got into cardio and also mixed it up with some lifting as well. So he got into running a lot. He got up early in the morning and would go on runs. Initially being a lot heavier. I mean, he started off just running like one block, but gradually he worked his way up. Then he would do run for 1 mile, and then after that he reached a point where he was running for 45 minutes straight. Okay, so he did that within 6 weeks. So from 6 weeks, he was just running like a block, and then worked his way up from a block all the way up to running for 45 minutes straight. So that's one thing I think that all of us can take from this is just starting off small. Start off small and then gradually work your way up. If you're not a runner, obviously you shouldn't just automatically escalate all the way up to 45-minute runs. Start off slow, maybe a block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, and then gradually work your way up to longer distances. And then in addition to that, he also did spin classes. So spin classes are where you go and you go on a bike and you cycle. And apparently it's really, really intense. So he did spin classes 3 times a week. And he said they would be really, really, really intense 30-minute sessions. And, I don't know how true this is, but they say that in these 30-minute spin sessions, he essentially would burn up to 600 to 700 calories. Now, that's a little somewhat borderline hard to believe, like 600 calories from spinning, but I don't know. I've never spun before. So, maybe you know a lot more about spinning, but apparently it's pretty intense and you can burn a lot of calories. And then on top of that, he also did weight training as well. I won't go into all the specific lifts he did, but he basically got himself a personal trainer and he lifted weights 2 times a week and really got into that, and that also helped to accelerate this weight loss. So it was really a combination of a lot of things, guys, like diet, exercise, being dedicated, mixing up the exercise, eliminating the carbs, so on and so forth. And the cool thing is, I think they say that a lot of people actually doubted Drew Carey. They thought that, hey, this is just going to be a fad. He's going to lose all the weight. He's going to lose it all really fast within a year, and then he's going to gain it all back, just like a lot of people do. But the cool thing is, years later, okay, even to this day, Drew Carey is in phenomenal shape. He's got a pretty nice thin frame. Like if you can go look up the pictures, but the pictures are just crazy. It's like night and day from what he used to look like to what he looks like now. So he's super skinny now. It's crazy the transformation that he went through. So he's just kept the weight off. He still says he cheats every now and then. He enjoys like a nice carb, a nice pizza, or occasional snack every now and then. I don't know his complete diet currently. But, he still occasionally cheats, but even to this day, he lives a healthy lifestyle where he exercises and barely consumes any sort of carbs. And get this, now he, at least from what I've heard, he's actually diabetes free. So just by exercising, just by having a fantastic lifestyle, and just by really focusing over the past several years, he essentially reached a point where he's just really no longer diabetic, which is amazing. And that's one of the coolest things about Drew Carey's testimonial here, is that he was able to rid himself of that disease, which is phenomenal. So hopefully you got some value out of this, guys. I know this one is a little bit longer than normal. So I'll try not to make it that. So I'll try not to keep these videos too long, but that one was a little longer. It was a little in-depth, but hopefully it helped inspire some of you guys. If you have any questions, comments, compliments, concerns, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Again, I love interacting with you guys, and let me know your thoughts on Drew Carey's story. Like, are you inspired by it? Did you already hear about it? Is it exaggerated? Is it even true? Who knows? Just leave me a comment down below. Also, down below, right above the comment section, there's a link to where you can get a lot of really, really cool bodybuilding supplements, a lot of cutting supplements, bulking supplements, even supplements to get rid of man boobs. So feel free to check that out. Click the link below. Check out some really cool supplements. As always, guys, have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching. As always, sup it up.